The Bentley Continental GT. British, distinguished and weighty. Ettore Bugatti once described the Bentley as the fastest truck in the world. After the takeover of the aristocratic British brand by the Volkswagen Group, a lot of work had to be done. For years, expensive and handmade, but design-wise not particularly successful cars were driven out of the Crewe factories. The question? In what way could the team of designers at Bentley shape the continuation of the rich history of the brand? Let's first discuss the Generation 1, the Continental GT made from 2003 until 2010. When Volkswagen took over, after many years of producing little more than sporty Rolls-Royce cars, Bentley could and should again build a true Bentley, and therefore separate itself from the other British noble brand, Rolls-Royce Motor Cars. Without going retrospective in any way, the design team was inspired in a commendable way for the 2003 generation Continental by the 1952 Bentley creation wearing the very same name. The elongated roofline of the original was presented refreshed on this new Bentley, including even a droopy rear end. The rich volumes and creamy, full skin of the car built by Bentley in the 1950s was, just like the so-called feature line running from the front wheel to the door, strikingly and properly modernized. The proud, upright grille was also adopted, albeit completely incorporated into the visually heavy body and fitted with a more sporty mesh. The typical positioning of the A-shaped headlamps was also a design theme from the 52 Continental. Within the fender shapes flanking the grille, the large headlamps are positioned, and then lower and outwards the smaller lamps were mounted. The full rear fender with wide hips is also used in the 2003 Continental GT, albeit more finely defined and therefore shape-wise consistent with the feature line of the front fender. The rims, and in particular the Mulliner examples on this rendering, are true sculptural masterpieces. Full of volume, complex and layered. All around, this new car is a consistent piece of design and impressive. This was the new Bentley, substance on wheels, a moving sculpture. Moreover, a sculpture that was designed in 3 dimensions not only on the outside, but also on the inside. Which brought the materials used by the Bentley craftspeople even more to life. Gone was the, let's say, empty beauty of mere flat planks of wood and straight patches of leather. It was replaced by a blend of wood, leather and chrome in a progressive spectrum of shapes that was authentic as well as unmistakably British. Bentley was back. Let's now have a look at the Bentley Continental GT made from 2010 till 2017, the second generation. The decision makers at Volkswagen must have applied a very British saying when they were writing the design brief: never change a winning team. In 2010, the Bentley Continental GT saw its very first redesign since its launch in 2003. This revamped version of what the design team had turned into the quintessential modern Bentley in 2003 introduced a slightly slimmer silhouette, which was more precisely defined. The more explicitly pronounced design features made this iteration worthwhile. Larger wheels, rich in volume, improved the stance. A more pronounced and deeper grille and a greater difference between the inner, oversized headlights and the outer, smaller lamps made the down-the-road graphic, the Bentley face, more pronounced. Interesting connections between the various design elements on the nose and fenders through highlights and other subtle stylistic interventions make this Continental GT just that little bit more pronounced. The chrome elements on the sill of the car, visually not very special in the first generation, now had clearly become part of the modeling work and not only ran through the rear wheel visually, but also broke on the facade around it. The rear end is adorned by the lack of any unnecessary chrome. Chrome has always been the easy go-to material to make a car look expensive, and this car doesn't need it. and still is undeniably British in appearance, with rounded yet defined edges and mild yet rich shapes. The taillights were a bit more flattened compared to the outgoing model, emphasizing the width of the shoulder and improving the stance of this motor car. A more horizontal look. How marvelous. And then the Continental GT introduced in 2018. A slight change of heart. This new car is harder, sharper, and has a wider orientation. Bentley enters a new era with its third generation of the Continental GT. This reprise is clearly inspired by the Bentley EXP 10 Speed 6 concept. And although that car is a rather well executed piece of vehicle design, the Continental GT from 2018 is considerably less pleasant, especially compared to the previous cars. The proportions, for instance, could almost be interpreted as Aston Martin-like. While the distinguished brute previously displayed so much unmistakable personal character. A more elegant body is not necessarily a desirable quality, and in this case a departure from the previously chosen route and perhaps even the Bentley brand DNA. The body, which sits deeper in its wheels, looks lower and more elongated. The car looks at the world a bit meaner through flattened, rounded eyes. The very large grille is, just like the Bentley script written in the capitals on the stern, new to the Continental, likely both driven by a Chinese marketing demand. After all, this is an important market where people are a bit less aware of the meaning of the subtle winged bee. And like other luxury brands, Bentley has to apply the brand stamp a bit more explicitly. Deleting the typical feature line sprouting from the front wheel, a unique element of the Continental GT design DNA, is a rather bold move. Perhaps a way to get away from the danger of compulsive repetition and thus a future design burden, but deleting it also makes the flanks more generic. And now the Aston Martin DB11 features a very similar line coming from the front wheel. The rear end features too much chrome. Especially that number plate embossed surround has a half-force chrome strip charm to it. Such a waste. The graphic of the previous generation was not a tacked-on unit, but properly integrated into the sculpture of the car. Quilting, the quintessentially British diamond-shaped way of leatherworking, graced the Mulliner versions of Bentley interiors in earlier times. Now this diamond shape is also implemented in the jewelry elements, such as the headlights, where Bentley designers have been inspired by cut crystal glass. Where the second generation GT became more of a unity because of the facelift changes, with lines interconnecting both the different sides of the car and the graphics, the third GT is less of a whole. Many character lines start out of nothing and also disappear in a vacuum. They have truly lost their connecting potential. Now the different sides of the car form individual islands rather than a complete sculpture. The design team underwent a change of heart when creating this third car. The Continental from 1952 perhaps no longer serves to be the starting point of their efforts. That is not by definition a wrong idea. The British car industry is no stranger to endlessly repeating the same recipe, but commercial success was almost always lacking under that strategy. Think Jaguar XJ, for instance. We'll do a video on that car too. Bentley's youngest generation Continental GT is by no means a generic car. The two previous generations did have a higher distinctive character though. I am looking forward to the fourth generation. And meanwhile, this third generation car obviously is an excellent base for our coach building activities.